back. We're doing more E30 stuff. Woo! So today what I plan on doing is replacing the coolant sensor on this, because inside the car I don't have a gauge that works. I'm hoping it's that little sensor that's bad and not some wiring, but it should be pretty simple. It's right there. After that, I got a CV axle I need to replace. And then I'm going to try to figure out how I can get that radio to work. I don't feel like pulling it out and putting a different radio in it, because that might be a wiring nightmare. And also, if you're watching and you have a taillight, will you be willing to part ways with it? I'm sick of looking at that thing. Luckily, the sensor is pretty easy to get to, I believe. It's one of the easier BMWs to work on. Once when you get up to the newer models, forget it. So long live the old school BMWs. Respect your elders. I might lose some coolant when I do this, but I should find out. Ooh, drop that. Yep, we got some leakage going on. Yeah, that one looks like it's seen better days, so let's put that fresh one in there. I don't think we lost that much coolant. Snug it in there. Connect it back on. You're good to go. Let's see if it works now. So I've been letting it run for about 10 minutes now, and I got nothing on the gauge. So I should probably test out the wires in the back to see if they're even getting any power. I've given it a couple revs to get the coolant flowing, but still nothing. So I guess I'll start to work on the back axle that needs replacing. But before I get working on the CV axle in the back, I'm going to take out this radio and get the VIN code off the side of it. And then my buddy is going to help me unlock this. So to get it out, take a flathead or pocket knife or something, flip these out like that. You want to take a small Allen key and turn these counterclockwise. Come on. You should start to see it backing out a little. Now, you're supposed to be able to take these little tabs, like so, and just pull the radio out, like that. Now I just gotta find out where the VIN is. BMW, made in Japan. Nice. This car is JDM. Okay, so I just put everything back together. I put in the code, and now I got a working radio now, so that's sweet. The only downside is, oh jeez, I got a really bad crackle in the back, and I only have one speaker. The passenger speaker is working, the driver's side in the back must be bagged out or something like that. Jeez. I might just replace both speakers in the back. Hopefully I can find some used ones that are decent. But awesome, that works perfect. Got some good Tom Petty on here too. Nice. All right, on to the CV axle. All right, so I took the wheel off and I finally got this lock nut off. Oh my God, this thing was a pain. Probably original, to be honest. But now you can take, what is it? Take 1 1/4 drive. Turn on. Got my impact. Oh, I need my light. There we go. Wow, it's a better looking one than what I have on there. Now it's time to go underneath the car. Okay, so now I gotta break free all these little bolts right here. And there's, if you could see closely, like right here, there's like little locks. Don't know what they do. I think it's just to hold the bolts in place. Well, I finally broke that free. I had to put 110% into breaking those bolts loose, because they were in there. Like good old New England cars. Okay, now this should be able to slide right out, I think. Maybe not. Come on. Almost. Finally. Whew. Finally out. If you look here, you can see that that's torn, and over here that looks like it's just about to break. These things, they wear out. I mean, you can replace the boots, but for me it's just cheaper to buy a whole new set. So that's a new one up there, and this is going in the scrap pile. All right, so now I'm just going to shove a rag in there, kind of clean up everything in there. Let's see. Then I'll put some new grease in there, and also clean up the mating surface back there a little. So I just cleaned up the bolts and the hardware a bit with a wire brush. Now I'm just going to grease up everything so it slides up and doesn't bind or anything like that. So let's get this nice and lubricated. And also in here, add a little bit, just a finger's worth, should be fine. Okay, now I'm ready to put everything back into place. Come on. So I finally finished up putting all the hardware on in the back, and now I just gotta do the nut up here and tighten that in. After that, I should be good, be able to put the wheel back on. So I got the nut back on, and the more I look at the rotors, the more I'm thinking I should replace them. That and that shock too. Probably both sides, now that I think about it, since there's a clunk coming from the back. So I'll get to that eventually. I can only imagine what the front brakes look like too. So next step is to take it for a test drive to see if I did a good job or not. And if you don't hear from me, this is the end of the video, well, then you got your answer. So let's go. All right, let's go for a test drive. See how I did. Still got a squeak somewhere in the back. Don't know if you'd hear that or not, but it's still there. I have no idea what it is. Should have looked into it when I had everything apart, but oh well. Everything seems fine. Yeah, feeder the corn a bit, see what happens. Come on. No shaking, no nothing. Nice. All right. Still just seems sluggish though, but just some more kinks to work out. This is a fun little car. Alright, well I think I'm going to end the video here. I'm just going to drive this car around and enjoy it for a little bit before I put some more work into it. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up or something like that, and if you haven't already, think about subscribing. I'd really appreciate that. So for now, I guess I'll see you on the next one.